Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Pujamoolam Gurur Padam Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripa Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Chidarpanam Jai Gurudev. We'll start with chanting the Bhagavad Gita. We'll just do the last few shlokas, 25 to 29. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Panchamo Adhyaaya Labhante Brahmanirvanam Rishiya Kshina Kalmasha Chinnadvedhaya Tatmana Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam Sparshan Kritva Bahirbhahyansh Chakshushevatare Bhruvo Pranapanau Samau Kritva Nasabhyantaracharinav Yatendriya Manobuddhir Munir Moksha Parayanaha Vigate Chabhaya Krodho Ya Sada Mukta Eva Saha Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Jnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyaya. That's it. So some new people are there today. Welcome to all of you. We are on the 5th Adhyaay of the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and it's the name of the Adhyaay is Karma Sannyas Yoga. Every Adhyaay means every chapter of Bhagavad Gita gives us some technique, some method, some path through which we can attain yoga. Yoga meaning union with Brahma. So here it is Karma Sannyas Yoga. The way to give up karma, action, and through action, giving up the action without any attachment to the action, how we can attain union with Bhagavan. Always at the end of every Adhyaay, when the last few shlokas are left, Bhagavan always gives us a little bit of a trailer, a little bit of a taste of what is coming in the next Adhyaay. And so the last 3 shlokas now, which are left of chapter 5, Adhyaay 5, will give us a little bit of like a taste of what is to come in the 6th Adhyaay. Anyone remembers anything of what we have done up till now? Because almost 5 Adhyays are going to be up. So what are these 5 Adhyays dealing with? Anyone can answer? Just general, yeah, Sonia.
First is Arjun's Vishad.
Correct. Arjun Vishad. First Adhyaay is called Arjun Vishad Yoga. Arjun is in a dilemma. Arjun is depressed because suddenly he finds himself on a battlefield and he has to, although he is courageous, he has fought many battles, he has been valiant, he has won many wars, he is killing people in the enemies is not something new to him. But here it is strange because in front of him, in the army in front of him, there are his family members, his gurus, his relatives, his friends, all the people who he grew up with. So he is in a dilemma. Should he fight this war or not fight this war? Should he or should he not?
Yes, he should.
Why?
Because it's his dharma
As
as a Kshatriya.
a Kshatriya, it is his dharma to uphold dharma. So, and is it that he is going to... So why is it that we waited till we came in the middle of the battlefield to get all this gyan? Couldn't Bhagavan Krishna have given all this gyan to Arjun, maybe in the camp, in the previous night, maybe in the palace many months ago, because this war is not something that has just erupted overnight. So why is it that we are waiting at this moment? And what is that moment when this entire gyan is being given?
The situation is right.
What is making it right?
He is under tremendous pressure and he is given up hope.
Okay, more than that?
He is into more. He surrenders.
One by one?
Arjun has asked Lord Krishna to place the chariot between the 2 armies, and when he is faced with his gurus and relatives, that is the moment he faces the dilemma. And Lord Krishna wants him to fight the war with the right understanding of dharma.
Very nice, beautiful. So many things you said now, I have to remember. Basically, Bhagavan wants Arjun to fight this war not through personal vendetta, not through revenge, not through hatred, because that will create karma for him. So when Arjun started getting cold feet and having a panic attack, Arjun had already asked Bhagavan to place his chariot between the 2 armies so that he could evaluate who are the warriors on the other side and who are the warriors on our side. Bhagavan, being Bhagavan, took the chariot right in front of Bhishma Pitama. And because Bhagavan knew very well that Bhishma Pitama is most dear to Arjun, and when he is faced with that thing that he has to fight and kill and probably destroy Bhishma Pitama, he will be filled with compassion, he will be filled with doubt. And that will give Bhagavan an opportunity to change the mindset of Arjun from revenge, hatred, taking life, and understanding that he is doing his dharma. Great. So what did Bhagavan do in Adhyaay 2?
He gave him the knowledge actually.
All the knowledge that possibly can be given, starting with Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga and Moksha and what will happen after death, and that left Arjun
Further than
completely confused, like all of us, right? So then he had to start from the beginning and explain point by point, and he thought he's explaining something that Arjun can understand. Why is Arjun so confused with all this knowledge? Because somewhere his antakaran needed to be purified. So what was the method, or what is the method of purifying the antakaran? Karma Yoga. So that is why the first few adhyayas starting from 3, 4, 5 are devoted mostly to Karma Yoga. But let's be clear, you cannot separate Karma Yoga is one thing only and Bhakti Yoga is one thing only and Jnana Yoga is one thing only. They are all interdependent. But the full focus is on antakaran purification or chitti shuddhata. So point by point, very briefly, because there are new people here, I am going through it again a little bit. First point of Karma Yoga. No karta bhav. Okay, in simple words, what does that mean? No karta bhav. Whatever action you do, you don't take the ahankar of doing it. You don't become the doer of the action. Okay, though you are the doer, you're using your hands, you're using your brain, you're using your facilities, you're using your faculties, yet you should not have that ahankar, I am doing this, I am doing that. Then who is doing? Through the powers, through the will, through everything, Bhagavan is enabling us, empowering us to do it. Second point, no bhokta bhav. Means what in simple words?
Don't expect the fruit of your action.
Don't expect a particular result of the action. Whatever action comes should be accepted as prasad. As you go to a temple, you get something, you don't say, Arey, laddu nahi mila, channa kyun diya? Like that. Whatever comes, you get channa, you eat channa. Because you have sown channa, you will get channa only. If you have taken the trouble to make nice laddus, then you will get the laddu. Okay? But without taking the trouble of making the laddu, don't expect it. So, no karta bhav, no bhokta bhav. Then, 3. Do whatever action you have to do it to 100%. Whose 100%? Your own 100%. Not to your spouse's 100% or to your teacher's 100% or your guru's 100%. What is your 100%? You do. Means give it your full purusharth. Then anything else?
All actions dedicated to Bhagavan.
All your actions should be dedicated to Bhagavan. Why? Why? Why should I do that?
Because without his power, which he is we won't be able to do those actions.
We are just like the bansuri, right, of Bhagavan Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna blows, we produce the result, okay, sound. Then anything else?
Don't remain attached to it.
Do your own swadharma. So what is that swadharma? How do I know what is my swadharma?
According to your varna,
Whatever is my varna, whatever is my ashram, that is the job I am supposed to do. That is the faculty which I have. It is through that I will exhaust all my previous sanskars. Okay, I will rise above them. Anything else? Any one more point?
Do not remain attached to inaction.
Don't remain attached to inaction. Oh, Maha said when you do action, you get karma. So just let's not do only anything. That is also not allowed. Action is compulsory. You are in karma bhumi, action is compulsory. Even if you say I am doing nothing, still the verb doing is coming. So you will get your karma according to whatever action you have done. You cannot avoid action. So what can you do then? I'll get karma then. Use the technique Bhagavan is giving you in Bhagavad Gita and so many shastras, the same truth is there. Do the action with the karma yoga bhav. Then you do not incur any karma. So we are right here. We are lot of gyan in 5 adhyayas. Hopefully we are using it and hopefully we are reaching our goal slowly and steadily. I hope not too slowly also, but steadily, surely. So let's move on now where we are. 27, right? So let's chant 27 and 28 together because they are linked together. Sparshan kritva bahir bhavyansh chakshushrevantare ruvo prana panau samau kritva nasabhyantara charinau yatendriya mano buddhir munir moksha parayanaha vigate chabhaya krodho ya sada mukta eva saha. Shutting out all thoughts of external enjoyments with the gaze fixed on the space between the eyebrows, having regulated the prana. This is actually a mistake in the text. Prana is incoming and apana is outgoing. So this is a mistake. You can correct it if it's your book. Having regulated the prana and the apana breaths flowing within the nostrils, he who has brought his senses, mind and intellect under control, such a contemplative soul intent on liberation and free from desire, fear and anger is ever liberated. 5 adhyayas ka, what can you call it, presi, he has put in 1 shloka. All the things that are required for you to develop, master, perfect, if you want to be liberated. Let's take the meanings first. Kritva, keeping. Bahya, external, outer. Sparshan, vishays, objects. Bahi, outside. So all the objects which are outside you, keep them outside. Like you keep your shoes outside. You don't bring it into the ashram. Like that, you should keep all your worries also outside only when you come here. And you'll be able to be free to understand everything. So this is one thing. Then second thing, chakshu, gaze. Vision, eyes. Antare, between. Bruvo, eyebrows. Third thing, samau kritva, making equal. Prana apano, the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. Prana apana. Nasabhyantara charinau, this breath which moves through the nostrils. Muni, the meditator, Yatendriya Mano Buddhi, who has control over his organs of perception and action, his mind and his intellect. Indriya, you can see, senses, Mana, mind, Buddhi, intellect, Yatendra, who has got control over his senses, his mind and his intellect. Moksha Parayana, who is intent on moksha, liberation. Yaha, who sada, always, constantly, continuously, sada. Sa, he, mukta eva, is truly free. So you can see now a few things are there where meditation practice is being introduced, right? Close your eyes, put your gaze here and all those things. So let me read the whole meaning again. Keeping all the external vishayas outside. Outside means out of the mind. That's one thing. Keeping the gaze means your eyes internally in the space between your eyebrows. Means not like this putting your eyes up, but having your eyes closed, you feel that the eyes are going in the 45 degrees actually above. Then your breath incoming and outgoing, it should be equal. 4 in, 4 out. 5 in, 5 out, like that. Then the meditator has to have full control over his sense organs, organs of action, his mind and his intellect. And he should want moksha. Unless he wants moksha, why would he even attain it, right? So that is also important. He should want moksha. Such a person, such a meditator, such a muni, who always remains that way, not just 15 minutes in meditation. This control he should have sada, continuously with him. It should be his default setting. That person will become truly liberated. Okay, so it's a meditation practice which leads to a state where he will be liberated. So we have done so many things of Karma Yoga. Now I think Bhagavan feels Arjun should be introduced to some more subtle sadhanas, not just outside how to do things, but also meditation. So what is meditation? Many people take meditation as concentration or focusing on something. But meditation is much more than concentration. Okay? Of course, you have to focus your mind on one point. That is true. But there is more to meditation than focusing on one point. Now, the point you can focus on would either be some support. And we did this in Aparoksh Anubhuti just on Thursday. It could be your breath. It could be a mantra. It could be a picture that you have in your mind. It could be, gazing at the center of your forehead or the tip of your nose. Many different instructions are given by different teachers. So this firstly is needed. It's not that it's not needed. It's needed because our mind is such that it keeps, keeps jumping from place to place, keeps jumping from thought to thought. Suddenly you are here and while you are listening to me and while I'm speaking, your mind can go to London. Your mind can go to Himalayas. Your mind can go to your exam. Your mind can go anywhere, right? So you need something to anchor your mind. You need something to hold it in one place. And generally, we use some of these methods of breath, or even then, does it stay? It goes here and there. So it's very chanchal. Lot of practice is required to bring the mind still, calm it down. It's like a car, right? So the faster your car is going, the faster the speed is there, the more difficult it will be to suddenly put a brake. Even if you put the brake, will it stop immediately? No. The faster you go, the momentum will take it little bit forward also, and then somehow maybe you'll crash into a tree or something, God forbid. But it takes time for the mind, just like it takes time for the car, it takes time for the mind to slow down. And it needs a lot of practice. That's why generally when we try to do some kind of meditation practice, even when we do it here, I always send you messages, in the previous day, eat sattvic food, because what you eat also will keep your digestion going. When the digestion keeps going, the mind also keeps moving. I tell you, don't talk, be quiet, keep in silence, keep maun before the meditation practice. So all these things will definitely help in calming the mind down. Okay? Then what happens when the mind, and this takes months, it may take years for the mind to settle down, for the mind to become still, for the mind to become silent. Again, you may keep practicing for 1 hour here, and then outside only we have second satsang. Even after this satsang, there is always one second satsang outside. Continuous talking. Then this satsang finishes, then downstairs. One more satsang over there. So we can't stop. We don't know. We are not yet comfortable in settling the mind. We are too much in sansar. So lot of practice is required. So when this practice happens, when that mind has adequately silenced, adequately relaxed, then when you'll sit in meditation, your mind will only focus on the dhyan, will focus on the gyan that is needed for liberation. And what is that gyan needed for liberation? Who am I? So when you have that understanding of what is the purpose that I'm doing this meditation for, why am I doing all this karma yoga and bhakti yoga and jnana yoga and this yoga and that yoga, why am I doing all this? Because I want to know who I am. So when you have that purification through karma yoga, then some understanding of the knowledge, calming of the mind, becoming more internally focused rather than externally focused, and then you sit in meditation and focus on that purpose for which you have taken on this sadhana, then that will become meditation. So it takes a lot of practice, lot of technique to be used. The knowledge is only one, but it has to be absorbed. It has to be implemented. So when you will have that complete relaxation, complete stillness, what will happen is that the mind will spontaneously dissolve its ahankar. Ahankar means false notion. Ahankar doesn't mean being proud. Ahankar doesn't mean being egoistic. Ahankar means having the false idea that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect. That will dissolve. It will simply melt away, and you will have the spontaneous experience of Aham Brahmasmi. And I always see it like when we do Aarti, we put kapoor. What is that? Camphor. You burn it. Then where does it go? It simply dissolves into something, into some chemical, I think, into air. Where does it dissolve? In some gas. It becomes some sort of a gas, and it just disappears. So that is what happens is with the tapas of the sadhana. So you have to heat it, like you have to burn the camphor. Burning the camphor is like doing tapas, doing sadhana. You automatically, spontaneously, the camphor of your ahankar dissolves, and it becomes Atma. You understand? Aham Atma. Aham Atma. That is who you are. You are Atma. This process in burning camphor is called sublimation. It is sublimation of the kapoor, of the camphor, and it is also sublimation of ahankar or BMI into Atma. So it's the same kind of process is happening. So now, what exactly do I need for all this to happen to me? Yeah, karma yoga, you have to purify this, that, everything we have understood. But in this shlok, Bhagavan is giving you clearly 6 requisites. If you want to reach that stage of sublimating your ego into Atma, 6 clear-cut instructions are given to you. It's like a conclusion of all the 5 adhyayas that we have studied so far. People say that this is like this, just some introduction to meditation. Actually, these 3 shlokas, 27, 28, 29, are really the most important shlokas, because it's giving you clear-cut exactly what are the requisites for liberation. 1. Keep the vishayas of sansar outside the antakaran. Everything has its own place, right? Vishay's place is in sansar. There is no need for vishay in antakaran. Vishay means what? Can anybody tell me what is Vishay? Whatever you see in the universe. Whatever you see. Whatever object you see, whatever person you see, whatever thing you see, whatever experience, everything is called Vishay. That stays, that is needed in sansar. Keep it there. It's not needed for moksha. 2. Keep the gaze between the eyebrows. Keep your inhalation and exhalation equal. Equal means balanced. So these 3 are almost bahirmukhi little bit. Vishays, breath, gaze, all that, little bit bahirmukhi. But now more intense. Have full control over your indriya, man and buddhi. Full control. We have given our control to everybody else, and everything else. Take it back, that control. And of course, if you want liberation, if you are thinking of liberation, you should want it. So, having an intense desire for liberation, intense mumukshatva. Not like, chalo, abhi kar lete sab kuch, baad mein retire karega tab milega. When I make 5 crores bank balance, then when my children's children are well settled. Children are well settled, not enough. Children's children have to be well settled because otherwise I have to babysit them. Not like that. Now you want, then now your mumukshutva should be intense. Okay? Or whenever it is intense, then it will happen. Like that it will not happen. And sixthly, the most difficult I think, perfectly master all desires, fear and anger. Master perfectly all desires, fear and anger. So let's take one at a time, okay? The first one, sparshan kritva bahir bahya, keeping vishayas of sansar outside the antakaran. You have got it in your shloka, huh? Now this you have to understand it also a little carefully, because if I want to keep vishayas of sansar outside the antakaran, I can do that by closing my eyes, close my ears, close my mouth, don't touch anything. Knows how you'll close. Huh? So it's not about simply shutting the sense organs, because you can't block them out forever, can you? You need them. They are important for you to navigate sansar. Otherwise, Bhagavan has not given us anything that is not useful for us. Everything is useful for us. So our senses are also useful for us. So we need them to be able to navigate, to be able to do things in sansar. If you just close up everything, that is not a big deal. I can sit like this also and close up everything. Even a child can do it, right? Maybe if you do that, you will get good sleep. It's good for getting good sleep, but not for getting moksha, okay? Now, if you want to keep the vishayas of sansar outside, that can only work if two conditions are met, according to me. One is, have you purified the mal and vikshep from your mind? Because even if you keep your eyes closed, even if you keep your ears closed, even if you keep everything closed, there is so much of impurity within our antakaran. So before you start taking up the practice of closing eyes, ears and sitting in meditation, you have to cleanse your antakaran. So you have, I'm not saying whole lifetime of mal, I'm saying lifetimes. You have lifetimes of mal. You have lifetimes of vikshep, which you have gathered, stored like a kanjus in your mind. You are not wanting to let it go. You are keeping it as if it is some big treasure. You know, all the grudges, all the fears, all the hatreds, or even all the good memories, all that, everything is all inside you. Huh? If you want to sit for meditation, then you have to be clean. Isn't that we sing one bhajan, no? Ganga nahane jata hai, but andar se sab ganda, right? So only outside is getting cleaned. Inside, pura, you know what is there. So if you want to meditate, all this baggage first has to be cleared. How? Correct. Karma Yoga Bhav will help you clear it up to a point. You remember when lockdown started? How restless we were. Because we were enclosed in a place, so as good as all our indriyas were shut, we were not allowed to go out. How restless we became inside. So when your outside indriyas will be shut, inside more restlessness will happen. Have you experienced that when you try to meditate? Kuch na kuch aata hai man mein, from God knows where it suddenly erupts like a volcano. Okay. So that has to be clear. First condition, if you want to keep vishays out and get peace by keeping vishays out, the inner mal and vikshep has to be also dealt with before you do that. And secondly, you are sitting in meditation to realize a theoretical knowledge that you have studied about, right? The Gyan, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, whatever it may be, you have studied it. Now you want to directly experience that knowledge. So you should have a proper theoretical knowledge of the Gyan. Kacha, if you sit, what will you realize? What will you experience? The knowledge that you have studied should be pakka. It should be perfectly understood. If not, what are you going to meditate on? There should be no doubts left. There should be no confusion. There should be no sanshay. Otherwise, you will be confused. What am I meditating on? Am I meditating on Ishwar? Or am I meditating on Brahma? Or am I meditating on Jagat? Or am I meditating on Jiva? What am I meditating on? What are all these things? I don't know. Okay, then. Not time for you to meditate. If you don't know what is Ishwar, you don't know what is Brahma, you don't know what is Jiva, you don't know what is Sansar, what you will meditate on? So your theoretical knowledge should be pakka. Then you sit and meditate on that. And you should not, pakka means what? You should have nishtha of that knowledge. So keeping the vishays out, there should be some way, some technique to do that. What is the method? What has Bhagavan recommended to us? What is the preparation we need to do to keep these vishays out? So when you have purified or at least adequately purified the antakaran with karma yoga, then you become ready. And I don't want it to sound as if, I have to do this then. If you want to understand the Vedantic knowledge, then there has to be some level of qualification. Like you cannot understand, go to IIT and just go directly into some advanced class if you have not suitably prepared yourself for that knowledge. That is why many institutions have got exams where they check how qualified are you. So for Vedantic knowledge also, you should have some qualification, and you all know what those qualifications are. What are they? Correct. Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti and Mumukshatva. If you have to now start with a clear mind, with a purified mind, start developing Vivek. What is Vivek? Can't hear. What is Sat? What is Asat? What is Mithya? You should be able to know that. What is truth? Sat. What is an illusion? Mithya. What is Asat? That which can never exist. So you should be able to know the difference between this, because our purpose in life is to know Sat, truth. There is only one truth, and our purpose is to reach that goal of knowing Sat. But what is Sat? Can you go to, what shall I say? Can you reach Gundapa? Can you reach Gundapa Road? Tell me the way to Gundapa Road. You know? You don't know what is Gundapa Road, how you'll reach. You don't know what is Sat, how you'll reach Sat. You should know where you want to reach. Then only you can reach there. Having known what is Sat, what is Asat, what is Mithya, then that is Vivek. Then what will develop? Vairagya. Automatic. If Vairagya has not yet occurred to you, has not happened to you, has not developed in you, it means your Vivek is still not Pakka. Right, Vivek? Vairagya means when you know something is Asat, when you know something is Mithya, why are you running after it? If your goal is Sat, then Vairagya should develop for everything that is not taking me to Sat. But we still don't want to run after Sat because we don't want to develop Vairagya because we are so comfortable with the illusion that we are living. Yet we want to be happy. Man is a complicated animal. And then Shat Sampatti. Shat Sampatti are our 6 inner wells. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. These are all the values, these are all the wells we need to develop in order to stay in Vairagya, in order to be able to continuously implement our Vivek. These are our toolbox. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhan. This is our toolbox. We need to use them from time to time. And when all that is done, we will develop Mumukshatva. Mumukshatva, intense yearning to be in union with Bhagavan. So if you have done this sadhana by purifying the intellect, by purifying the antakaran, you will be able to keep the Vishais out of the antakaran. Keep the Vishais where they belong. Mukund, will you bring all your surgical instruments into OPD? No. Surgical instruments ka jagah is in OT, not OPD. Right? Because in OT, they will stay sterilized, they will stay safe, they will stay protected. In OPD, they will get, there's no use. There is no use of that. You are not going to, when somebody comes into your visiting room, you are not going to take the scalpel and cut out his kidney over there. So what has to be done in the correct place should be done only in the correct place. Jiska काम जहाँ है वहाँ. विषय का काम is in sansar. Keep it there. Like that. Place of chappal and shoes is outside. Keep it there. Like that. Okay. So, people who jump to meditation practice before all this qualification happens, what they are doing, God alone knows. They may be getting relaxation, which is also good. They may be able to get a healing of the body, headache, all those things. Good. But moksha they will not get. That's clear. Then, how to keep these sansaric vishayas outside? Because through the sense organs, they are going to come in. You cannot prevent them from coming in. You cannot prevent sound from coming into your ears. You cannot prevent smells of batata vada being fried, and you cannot prevent the sound of, some headbanger music playing while you're trying to meditate. What will you do? All these things are happening around us, and how long we can keep everything closed? So, practice of not following that vishay as it comes to your senses. Let the vishays come. Don't follow them inside your antakaran. Let it come, let it go. If it comes, let it come. And this is also practice. It needs lot of practice. You cannot suddenly say, okay, even big munis and big rishis and sages have failed after so much tapasya. Some stimulus has come and they have followed it, allowed it to come. So that brig, one brig was in the getting drowned, and he went and he saved it, but he kept that stimulus inside, and that caused him so many more lifetimes. So like that, lot of practice is required. This is not something that just happens overnight. I have been asked, people have phoned me, can I please join your class? Yeah, sure, you can. Everyone is free to join. Can you please teach me meditation? That's all I want to learn. No, I can't. Frankly speaking, you can't teach anyone meditation. It's a beautiful phrase I read. I think it's by Desi Kachar, one yoga maestro. He says, you cannot teach anyone meditation, but you can learn meditation. Because it is something you have to practice internally. You can give pointers, you can give instructions, you can give techniques, but finally you have to do that yourself. You can learn yourself. So, learn to not follow. Learn to not follow the stimulus that comes to your sense organs. Keep it outside. And don't struggle over them also. The more you'll struggle, hey, the minute you say, why did he ring the bell? Why did that phone ring? Why did the doorbell ring? Then automatically you are yourself bringing yourself out of the meditation state. Because you have created vikshepa. You have created agitation. So let it come, let it go. That's all. All right. What else? Of course, it goes without saying that you have practiced vivek, you've practiced vairagya. So by the time you're sitting down for meditation, all your grudges, all your vikshepes, all the agitations, he did this, she did that, he did not say this, he did not say that, he came, he went, all that stuff has to be just kept aside. That is in Karma Yoga only you have purified it. So that's the first state or the first part of the technique. If you want to sit in meditation, this is what you have to do. Keep sansarik vishayas in its place. Don't let it come inside you. Clear? So what you should do, you know now what it means to keep sansarik vishayas out, right? Mark yourself out of 10. Mark yourself for your own evaluation. How good are you at keeping vishayas of sansar outside your antakaran? It's just for your own progress. Mark it. Out of 10, are you 10 on 10? Ekdam, I am perfect. All sansarik vishayas are out. I am ready. Or half, sometimes 5 on 10. Or not at all. 1 on 10, 0 on 10. You are your own judge. I cannot mark you. People ask me how ready I am. How the hell do I know how ready you are? You only will know. Okay? Alright. So, that's the first step. Second, follows logically from keeping the vishayas out of sansar. What are they? Chakshush chaivantare bhruvo. Keeping the gaze between the eyebrows. Second point. So when no vishayas are coming inside, no agitations are happening from outside, now I need to anchor my mind somewhere, right? Because no outside stimulation, no internal stimulation also, no vikshepa, no mal, no vishayas from outside. What shall I do with my mind? Focus it, give it a point, gaze it, put the gaze in the center of the forehead is the instruction given here. In other words, keep your senses which are there, your mind, keep it steady. It could be center of forehead, it could be tip of your nose, it could be on your gullet, it could be wherever it is. Keep it steady. That's what it means. I told you all that story, no? That one sadhak, he went to one guru and said, "Mujhe dhyan karna hai." So Guru said, "Okay, jao, बैठो, ज्ञान करो." Says, "What shall I do?" Says, "Focus on your thoughts. Focus on one thing." He says, "Second, नहीं हो रहा है, क्या, what's the problem?" वो आँख बंद करता हो तो भैंस का याद आता है. Guru said, बस भैंस पर ज्ञान करो, भैंस पर ध्यान करो. Whatever you want to focus on, fix one thing and focus on it. If it is the center of your forehead, it is the tip of your nose, it's your vocal cord, it's your heart, it's whatever you want to do, keep it fixed. That's what it means. Doesn't mean it has to be only in the center of the forehead. Keep it fixed. Find something to keep it fixed. So not bringing the vishais in is like pratyahar. And keeping it fixed on one point is dharana. So it's logical. There are some techniques like tratak, where there is a candle is put and you just focus on the flame without blinking your eyes. Very difficult. But that is all helping you to keep the mind still and steady, giving it an anchor, keeping it in one place. That's all that's required. It's one research I read once, that there is quite a good connection between our vision or our gaze and our state of mind. So I don't know how true it is, but more or less it seems quite logical that when we are depressed or sad or confused, we tend to look down. Is it true? Do you think so? Is it, you're like,
When I'm handwriting, being a graphologist.
that is different. But now we are talking about gaze. So when we are depressed, sad, or thinking something not in a very good mood, automatically hand, head, everything goes down. When we are active, determined, focused, ready to go, eager, your vision will go straight. Yes? You think?
Yes.
Think about it. I'm not. It may be true sometimes, may be true for some people. And when we are in a contemplative mood, when we are thinking of something, subtle, automatically eyes go upwards. Do you feel that?
Yes.
So it may happen, it may not happen. So here when they are saying, so one is when they say fix your gaze at the center of the forehead, one is it's just to keep it still and steady. But it's also why center of forehead? Because you want to think of noble thoughts. So automatically within you, your gaze will go in an upward way. So looking down is like tamas. Looking straight, eager, active is like rajas. And looking upwards, sattva. But here, your eyes are not open, your eyes are closed. Okay, so that is the second thing to keep in mind when you want to sit in meditation for gaining moksha. Then the third one comes. Prana panau samau kritva. Keeping the incoming breath and the outgoing breath that is flowing through the nostrils, keep it equal. So just like there's a close relationship between the gaze and the thought, there's also a close relationship between breath and thought. Right? You noticed? If you are excited, you are passionate, you are angry, you are very rajasic maybe, how will your breath be? Fast. And it will be shallow. It will be fast and it will be shallow. Fast you need to breathe because you need to energy. And when you are in a contemplative mood, you are peaceful, you are happy, your breath will become relaxed, slower, and it will be fuller. So here what is Bhagavan asking us to do? Keeping our breath equal. So don't let your emotions go up and down. Don't go suddenly from angry and peaceful and agitated and then calm. Then your breath will be going all over the place. So one is a good way of knowing what is the state of your mind, because that is more difficult to make out. See the state of your breath. Am I relaxed? Am I breathing fully? Am I breathing fast? Am I having shallow breaths? All that. There is one technique in pranayam called samavritti. So there automatically you have equal incoming and equal outgoing breath. In some pranayam techniques you do whatever, 4 in, 10 out, like that. But one technique is there called samavritti where in and out is equal. Then you can take it even further. In is equal, kumbhak, internal kumbhak is the same, out is also same, and outward kumbhak is also the same. So different degrees of that. So that also is helping you to keep your breath balanced. With the breath being balanced, your thoughts are balanced. You're not going suddenly from a hyper emotional state to a relaxed. And then generally that is what we are doing, right? Continuously our emotions and mind is taking us either into a happy state or angry state or relaxed state or depressed state. So many different emotions are there. So this kind of pranayam practice will help you to have a control over your breath, and with the control over the breath, you have control over your emotional state and thoughts. Required for meditation or not? Absolutely. Okay, that also you can give yourself marks. How have you managed to keep your emotional state, your thoughts, how balanced are there, how equal are there, how relaxed are there? See, this is all self-evaluation you can do yourself, and over a period of months or years you can see your progress. Then number 4, yatendriya mano buddhi. Control over your senses, your mind and your intellect. That's the 4th requisite. Makes sense completely, right? If you are sitting in meditation, what do you need to do with your sense organs? What do you need to do with your organs of action? You are sitting still. Aur kya karne ka hai? What you have to do? They have to be completely, what can I say? They have to be completely, what was the word I can use? Completely in your control. Like I am sitting for meditation now. I am in control of my mind. I am in control of my sense organs. I am in control of my organs of action. I will keep them still. So that kind of a sankalp you can take before you sit for meditation. Generally, the body bothers us. When we sit for meditation, some legs start paining. You want to move the legs a little bit. Pins and needles happen. Back starts, to move your hands. Something or the other bothers us. So this takes a lot of practice, a lot of sadhana, some tapasya also, if you want to keep your meditation practice intact. And all this is being told to Arjun, don't forget, in which Adhyaay? 5th Adhyaay. He has still got to learn all the Gyan. This is his beginning practice. At the beginning, you will have much more trouble keeping all this in control, right? But by the time he will come to the 18th Adhyaay, this practice will have become perfected. So he's already starting him off on 5th Adhyaay. So by 18th Adhyaay, Arjun says, yeah, now I am ready. My moha has become nashta. I will do as you say. So it took him from 5th Adhyaay to 18th Adhyaay to follow all the instructions. So don't be too harsh on yourself. Okay, slowly, but don't be too lazy also. Keep practicing. Okay. Intellect will be in your control if you have understood the knowledge properly. If you have got nishtha in the knowledge, otherwise in the middle of the practice, doubts will come, confusion will come. Mind also has to be kept in control because it's a chanchal monkey. So all the Shat Sampati, Sama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan, all these tools are going to have to be used by practicing them, perfecting them to keep this 4th requisite perfected. Control over your organs, mind and intellect can only happen with the use of perfecting the Shat Sampatti. Shat Sampatti you can only use if you have done Vivek and Vairagya. So everything is controlled, everything is interrelated, mutually dependent. Okay? Alright, having marked yourself out of 10, hopefully you got 10 on 10, I don't know. Let's move to the 5th requisite, Moksha Parayana. The one who is intent on liberation. The one who has a single pointed agenda. In my life, this is all I want. This is the whole culmination of my entire lakhs of lives. Moksha. And this is probably over and above all other requisites. All other requisites are not as important as being intent, because you can do control over. See, Ravan was a very tapasvi person. Ravan had done lot of sadhana. He had lot of knowledge. He had everything. But not used for the purpose for which it is supposed to be used. So over and above all other requisites, that intense desire for moksha is the most important requisite. And meditation is very popular. I mean, people are doing a lot of meditation and they prefer meditation to all other sadhanas. Jap. Oh, you have to do like this. How long? How many malas? How many I have to do? After 10 years of sadhana, they are still doing one mala. That or in the middle of that one mala also they are falling asleep. Puja, no time. You have to run for work. My bus comes at whatever. Not bus though, you all don't take bus. But whatever. No time for puja. Metro, okay. Yoga, I get pain in the knees, Chanting, it's in the middle of my dinner time, 7:15. Cannot log in. Children's homework has to be done. That also I cannot do. I cannot tear myself away from my work. So I cannot do chanting also. And seva, I don't know about that. Let's see, I'll try. Havan, puja, all this takes too much time, effort. Oh, samagri leke aao, ye karo, pandit ji ko bulao. Kaun karega? Meditate. That's the best. I just have to sit down. I don't even have to keep my eyes open. I can sleep also in the middle. No one will know. It's the best sadhana for me. It's also relaxing, sleep-inducing. Even it can produce snores. It's the best sadhana, let's just do that. Many years ago, I was in a course. I went to attend the course first. And then I'm very ashamed to say I also taught that course. And And meditation was called doing nothing. That is why it's so popular. You have to do nothing. Aankh band karo, baitho. And nobody will know what is going on inside. So that is why meditation is a very popular sadhana, very favored sadhana. Secondly, it is touted as the panacea for all ills. If you have high blood pressure, if you have this, meditate, it will go away. You have relationship problem, meditate, it will go away. Have liver problem, meditate, it will go away. Want money? Meditate, it will go away. All kinds of... Do nothing, just sit there, meditate. I want money, I want money, I want money. You'll do no work, money will also go. Okay? And people are making lots of money teaching meditation, doing nothing. Then weight loss also. Just intend, make weight loss. Everything will go away. Okay? And of course, it is preferred because it's an advanced sadhana. Advanced, I can meditate. Get the ahankar of being a meditator. Everyone is meditating, but they don't have mumukshatva. Meditation is for moksha, not for all these 101 other money-making causes. So, various reasons are there, but what Bhagavan is talking about here, what Bhagavad Gita is talking about here, nothing wrong. If you have any other goal also, meditate, your goals will be met for sure. But if you want to meditate for moksha, then these are the requisites that have to be followed. And every spiritual, aspirant or every sadhak, I'm saying it very honestly and clearly, is not looking for moksha. Most of the sadhaks are coming to satsangs to solve their issues. They are coming to solve their money problem or their relationship problem or their health problem. So then all these practices are okay for them. But for those who are coming for moksha, then they have to follow these 6 requisites. So let's be very clear about that. Alright, you can mark yourself on 10. Where do you stand? Or you can just say, I'm meditating for what? Or I'm not meditating also. Or where is my stand? How much do I yearn moksha? 1 on 10, 2 on 10, 5 on 10, 8 on 10, 10 on 10. Then you are clear on your goal. Okay, finally 6th. Vigate cha bhaya krodho. You have to be free from desire, fear, and anger. Vigata means without. Ichha, desire. Bhaya, fear. Krodha, anger. Desire, fear, anger. Fear and anger are just 2 different aspects of desire only. Fear is an emotion when you are insecure. You are insecure that you don't have something. You want an object, you don't have it. So you feel insecure. I don't have it. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have enough money. I don't have a ownership flat. I don't have car. I don't have this. So there is some insecurity. It is related to desire, which you don't have. And afraid, I have it, suppose it gets lost, suppose it goes away. Again, everything related to desire. Anger, when you want something and something is coming in the middle of your attaining that thing, you'll get anger. So what is the root cause of fear and anger? Desire. Root cause of fear and anger is desire. What is the root cause of desire? Root cause of fear and anger is desire. What is the root cause of desire? Agyan. Ignorance of who you are. Ignorance of your Purna. You are Purna. You are complete. You think you are incomplete. That is your ignorance. But you know it, right? Theoretically you know it. But you don't have the nishtha of it. So you need to get nishtha. You need to make that understanding complete. That Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, I am Purnam, I am Atma, I am not this fickle body, I am not the thoughts, I am not my intentions, I am not my intellect. But I don't have that nishtha in that. That is why all these incomplete vrittis come up, keep bubbling up. From time to time I feel, when I grow old, who will there be with me? Oh, when I grow old, will I have enough money in my bank balance? Are you sure you'll grow old, first and foremost? Is there any guarantee? And you are full now. You are complete now. You are that power. You are Purnam now. But you have a false notion. It's like that bhikkhari who has dug one hole and got a whole chest of money down under the ground. He's sitting on that chest and he's still begging. 5 rupiya do, 1 rupiya do, 2 rupiya do. You are sitting on the whole treasure of Brahma, who you are, and you are still begging. You are still begging for loose change of happiness. And that is why desire is there. Because desire is there, fear is there. Because desire is there, anger is there. And fear and anger are vikshep. Mind will not be still. Mind cannot be silenced, cannot be relaxed. How will you sit in meditation when you have desires? Can you sit in meditation and have a successful meditation practice if desires are still there? Because the desires are like bubbles. They will go on erupting in your antakaran. You'll sit quietly, then suddenly you will think of batata vada. Suddenly you will think of increment in my salary. Suddenly you will think of something, God alone knows. Trip to Bali, trip to this, trip to that. I said Bali because I know somebody's in Bali right now. So many things go on bubbling inside and you want to sit in meditation. Hello? Think about it. Okay? So, fear and anger, one who has controlled or has a nishtha, let's say, of the knowledge, fear and anger cannot assail them. Fear and anger cannot overcome them. Why? Because fear and anger both need another. You can only be afraid of another. You can only be angry at another. But I have nishtha. What is my nishtha? Everyone is one. So who I will be afraid of? Who will I be angry with? So if you are still having fear, if you are still having anger, that means your nishtha in the oneness of everyone is not yet pakka. If your nishtha is not yet pakka, what you are sitting in meditation to do? Does it make sense? When you are clear, there is no other. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. Everything is Brahma. Sarva Khalmidam Brahma. Everyone is one and the same. Outside is different. Internally, in essence, in Tattva, we are one. Who are you going to be afraid of? Who are you going to be angry with? Who are you going to get irritated with? No nishtha. That is why it's happening. Okay? What else? How to eradicate all this? Of course, all the things we have talked about now. Karma Yoga, Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, all this, it's a package deal. It's a package deal. Everything has to be perfect. Even to bake a cake, just think about it. It's not like making dal, huh? Baking a cake requires more precision than making dal. In dal, if you put more salt, you can put some limbu, it will get cancelled out. Telling you a trick. But baking a cake has to have precise measurements. What do you say? Right? The flour and the wet ingredients and the sugar, everything has to be measured accurately. Then the cake will come proper, rise properly and have a good consistency and denseness and everything. Otherwise it will feel like a log of wood in your mouth. In the same way, to attain moksha, all these components have to be perfected. Your karma yoga, your vivek, your vairagya, your shat sampatti, your mumukshatva, everything. It has to be done perfectly. Then your cake will rise. Means your atma will reveal itself through your ahankar. So, vrittis of ignorance have to be, Someone says something?
Through your ahankar.
Through your ahankar? I didn't get that.
You said it will reveal it through your ahankar.
Through your ahankar, it has to pierce. Your ahankar is your veil of ignorance. So it has to pierce through and it will come through that. So the one who has qualified these 6 conditions, we have written them all down, that person can sit peacefully in meditation. Sit peacefully in meditation as explained by Bhagavan for moksha. Otherwise also you can sit peacefully, no problem, but not for moksha. And such a person who has put all these 6 requisites together, Bhagavan is calling him Muni. Muni, the one who is meditating, the one who has done manan. Muni is the one who has done manan, the one who has contemplated, has the ability to contemplate, who has perfected the 6 requisites. And this Muni who has perfected the 6 requisites, ya sada mukta eva sa, he is ever liberated. That's coming in the shloka. Having perfected all the qualifications, he sits in meditation and he experiences a paroksha anubhuti. One last shlok is left of this Adhyaay and I'm keen on completing it. So let's chant it. 29. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti mritchati. Having known me in reality as the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all the worlds and the selfless friend of all beings, my devotee attains peace. It's a little bit of a, what do you call that cricket?
Bouncer.
Not bouncer, googly. So here, one googly is coming slightly, okay? Let's do the meanings first. Rachati, one attains. Shantim, peace. How does one attain peace? Jnatva mam, by knowing me. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Supreme Lord of all the worlds. Bhoktaram, enjoyer. Enjoyer of what? Yajna tapasa, of all sacrifices and austerities. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. Not I, enjoyer of sacrifices and austerities. Suridam, friend, true friend. Sarva Bhutanam, of all creatures. So Bhagavan Krishna is saying to Arjun, one attains peace by knowing me, Bhagavan, by knowing Bhagavan as the Supreme Lord of all the worlds. I am the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, you have to know that. I am also the enjoyer of all the austerities and tapasyas, sacrifices, yagnas, tapasya. And you have to know me as the friend of all creatures. This is what Bhagavan is telling Arjun as the conclusion of chapter 5. So what is the goal of sadhaks or the goal of spiritual aspirants? What is that goal? The goal is to know. Knowledge. Know. What exactly do I need to know to get moksha? You can tell me, what do I need to know? Can't hear with the mask.
My true nature.
True nature, I need to know my true nature. What else? Who am I? True nature. Is that all I need to know?
I need to understand Ishwar.
Correct. I need to know what is Ishwar. I also need to know what is Brahma. I also need to know what is Jiva. I would need to know who am I. I need to know what is this world. I need to know what am I doing in this world. So many things to know. Not just go on repeating Aham Brahmasmi. There are so many things to know. What am I? Am I Ishwar? Am I Brahma? Am I Jiva? What am I? Who am I? Bhagavan says if you know all these questions get answered, then you will get supreme peace. Shanti mrichati. You will get supreme peace when all these questions will get answered. Then you will know. You will know who is Ishwar, who is Brahma, who is Jiva, what is Sansar, where have I come from, where am I going, and what am I doing here. So he says, Arjun, know me. Know me. Who is this me? Bhagavan Krishna, Ishwar. I am the divine avatar. So in this shloka, he is asking all of us, Gyatva Mam, know me. But up till now, every time it has come, know yourself. Up till now, every time we have been told, know yourself, know yourself, know yourself. Now Bhagavan is saying, know me. You don't have to only know your own self, you have to also know me. This me is who? Ishwar. It could be Bhagavan Krishna, it could be Shiva, it could be Rama, it could be Mata, it could be anyone. You have to know Ishwar also, not just me, not just Jiva. So we are told, find out your true identity, but to be able to find out your true identity, you should know the whole picture. What is Ishwar? What is Brahma? What is Jiva? What is Sansar? If that confusion should not be there. Am I Ishwar? Am I Brahma? What do I have to realize? Know myself as who? Know myself as Ishwar? Or know myself as Brahma? Or know myself as Jiva? Kaun? Who? Who am I? So here Bhagavan is saying, you have to know the identity of Bhagavan first. Then through the knowing the identity of Bhagavan, you will then be able to know the identity of Brahma. So no confusion, no contradiction. Why Bhagavan suddenly is saying, instead of saying, know your thyself, know yourself, know your Atma, he's saying now know me. Okay, no contradiction. You have to know everything. Okay. It is only immature spiritual understanding that says no need to understand Bhagavans. No need to go to Bhagavan Krishna, no need to go to Bhagavan Shiva. Directly I will go to Brahma only. Direct. What do you call it? Double promotion. Double promotion. Directly I will go there. It's not possible. Okay? Not possible. It is possible if you have already been born with this understanding from a previous lifetime. Okay? But all highly advanced, liberated Jivan Mukt people like Shankaracharya and so many others have also given a lot of importance to the worship of Ishwar, worship of different Bhagavans, because it is through that you go further and further. Okay? So in this shloka we have been given this monumental secret. Try to know the manifest form of Bhagavan till you go to the unmanifest. Go to through Sagun Brahma, because Ishwar is Sagun Brahma, then you will go to Nirgun Brahma. It is always easier to understand the manifest, right? It is tangible, it is perceivable, it is comprehensible. Unmanifest, there is nothing that I can perceive, there is nothing that I can go to. So go through the tangible to the intangible. Go through the comprehensible to the incomprehensible. And why is this so important? That is important to know. Why is this so important? So we have talked of 4 kripas, right? So first kripa is Ishwar kripa. Ishwar kripa has given us human birth. Only because of Ishwar kripa we are here. Then Shruti kripa. We have got able to, because we have got human birth, we are able to access the Shrutis. Guru kripa. The Guru is explaining the Shrutis to us. And then Swaha kripa, through our Purushat, we will get our fine. So the first kripa to get any of the other kripas is Ishwar kripa. That is the first kripa, without which we would be a cockroach or a dog or a cat. Right? So first kripa is Ishwar kripa. And that is why it is important to be able to worship Ishwar. So when you worship Ishwar and you make a connection with Ishwar, the kripa flows to you. The kripa flows to you only when you surrender to that power. And that is why in Bhakti Marg, Samarpan Bhav is so important. In Samarpan Bhav, kripa flows. What is Samarpan? What is Samarpan? Oh, Samarpan, I cannot do Samarpan. I am so intelligent, I know everything, I am so smart. Why should I do Samarpan to anyone? What is Samarpan? dedication.
I don't know whether I have been
I don't know how to reach Brahma, Baba. I don't know the ability to say, I don't know, take me there. When you say, I don't know, take me there, Bhagavan is holding you in his hands. He is waiting for you. I don't know, I don't have that much power as Ishwar. I don't have so much knowledge as Ishwar. Ishwar is omnipotent. How much power do you have compared to that omnipotency? How much knowledge do you have compared to the knowledge of Ishwar? That is why Samarpan Bhav, I tell you, more than knowledge, Samarpan Bhav will take you to your final goal. Believe me if you want to, don't believe me if you don't want to. Samarpan Bhav will take you to your goal, whether you have got all the knowledge of 108 Upanishads or not. Okay? That is what makes the Kripa flow. Okay? So that is why Bhagavan says here, having known me in reality, see, read your shloka. Having known me in reality, my devotee attains peace. What exactly do I need to know about Bhagavan? What exactly do I need to know about Ishwar? Now we come to that. 3 things Bhagavan is saying, you need to know about me, then my kripa will automatically flow to you. 1. Bhagavan is the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. 2. Bhagavan Ishwar is the supreme lord of all the worlds. Sarva loka maheshwaram. And 3. Ishwar is the friend of all creatures, suridam sarva bhutanam. These are the 3 things you have to know about Bhagavan. So let's go to enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. This word enjoyer is a real bouncer, because enjoyer doesn't mean the one who has lot of fun. It's an English word which is completely inadequate to explain what it really means. What it really means is, enjoyer means the one who is expecting and receiving the fruit of the action. The one who is receiving and expecting the fruit of the action. Bhokta. Enjoyer meaning bhokta. You can have fun, you can not have fun also, but here it means about receiving the fruit of the action. So what is this fruit of the action? We do some action. We perform some things. Why do we do them? Because we expect some specific result from it, right or wrong? So doing it with an expectation is karta bhav and bhokta bhav. So whatever happens on the microcosmic level also happens on the macrocosmic level. Whatever happens on the individual level also happens at the universal level. So let us see this. On the individual level, each of us is doing some action. Yes or no? That is clear. When you are doing the action with an expectation of a result, you are the jiva who is doing the action, a conditioned self. You are not realized yourself as Atma. You are realized as a body, mind, intellect. So you are the jiva, you are the conditioned Atma who is doing the action, right or wrong? And this conditioned Atma, the jiva, is also enjoying the result of the action. So you are doing some seva, let's say you are doing some seva. I do seva. You have got that thing, I do seva. I go here, I do seva. And I'm enjoying the ahankar of doing the seva. I'm enjoying the happiness of doing the seva. I'm enjoying the appreciation of doing the seva. I am enjoying the gratitude that people are giving me for doing the seva. Right or wrong? So that is on an individual level. You are doing karta bhav and you are expecting, even if you're not expecting, you are enjoying it. Okay? On the same way, on the macrocosmic level, on the universal level, Ishwar is the actual cosmic enjoyer of all actions. Let's understand that. Now, we are talking of which actions? Yajna, tapasya, right? It says enjoyer of yajna and tapasya. So when we perform any yajna, means any puja, or do any tapas, or do some sadhana, the ultimate one that is actually receiving the phal of that yajna is who? Ishwar. Because you are putting oblations in the havan, that oblation is for who? Ishwar, for the devatas. When you are doing tapasya, you are doing this tapasya for who? Ishwar. So the actual person who is getting the phal, the one who is getting the phal, the fruit of your yajna and your tapasya is Ishwar. He is getting the phal. Then out of his compassion and out of his wholeheartedness, he is sharing that phal with you. Getting it? How do you get the phal of your homa? How do you get the phal of your havan? Who is giving you that phal? Did you ever think about that? I am doing phal for getting a son. Who is giving you that son? Ishwar. You are doing sadhana, you are doing tapasya for cracking one business deal. Yes? Who is giving you that business deal? Who is giving you the phal of your yajna and tapasya? Ishwar. So the enjoyer is Ishwar. But every time do you get the phal? Every time you don't get the phal. Yes or no? You may do 100 havans to get a business with government for 55,000 crores. You don't get that deal, even after doing 10,000 times the havan. That is because Ishwar has got the phal, but your karma does not entitle you to that phal. So the actual enjoyer of the phal is Ishwar. He shares it with you according to the laws of the universe. That means according to your karma. Bhi tera karma hi kharab hai to kya karega Ishwar? He is keeping it for you. At some stage when your karma becomes better, he will pass it on to you. Okay, that's the meaning of enjoyer of yajna and tapasya. So now why is this important for me to know about Bhagavan? For me to get supreme peace. That also we have to relate. Why is it important? Gyatva mam, know me, that I am the enjoyer of your tapasya. I am the enjoyer of your phal of your sadhana. Why is it important for me to know? So that we know that we have to do all our work with no karta bhav, no bhokta bhav. This will purify our antakaran and take us closer to our goal. Knowing very well that the eventual enjoyer of all the phal of my actions is Ishwar, and Ishwar is giving it back to us. See the rain cycle? Think of the rain cycle. The water goes up and it comes back down. So it's a cycle. We do the yajnas, we do the tapasyas, the phal goes up and it rains down as our blessings. Okay? So you know that, okay? Very, very important. You will get Shanti Mrichati, supreme peace. Second thing you have to know is Bhagavan is Sarva Lokeshwaram. Bhagavan is the supreme Lord of all the worlds. So this entire universe has been created, right? By who? Ishwar. Who is Ishwar? Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh and all the devatas, right? That is called Ishwar. So this has been created, maintained, and even it gets dissolved by whom? Ishwar. Through the power of his Yog Maya. You have done, no, earlier? Through the power of his Yog Maya, Ishwar has created this world also, Ishwar is maintaining this world also, and Ishwar will dissolve it also when it is time to be dissolved. If that is what Ishwar is doing, then automatically he is the supreme Lord of all the worlds, the supreme power of everything. Now we as human beings, we also create so many things. Spacecraft, computer, every time some new gadget, some new technology. We also maintain many things. We also perform many feats. We also expect some result. We also expect some appreciation, some recognition. But what we forget in this whole drama of creating and getting things done is that we think, I have done. I have painted this fabulous portrait. I have created this rocket which goes to the moon. I have created this computer which is the best computer in the whole history of computers. The point we have to remember is that we are doing all this, we have the power, but the power is coming to us through Ishwar. And secondly, doing whatever work we are doing, it is our duty. Doing whatever work we do, that is our dharma. We have to do according to our ashram and according to our varna. We are on karma bhumi. On karma bhumi means earth. Karma bhumi means action is compulsory. You cannot stay without doing some action or the other. And whatever action you are doing it because it is your duty to do. You are doing it because it is your dharma to do. You are not doing anyone a favor by making a cup of tea for someone. You are not doing anyone a favor by doing seva. It is your duty to do it. It is your dharma to do it. That is in our hands. But the result of the action is not in our hands. We may think we have a lot of power because we are doing so many things. We have no power to get the result of the action. Who remembers the shlok? Karmanye vadikaraste. You know that. Only thing in your control, only thing in your hands is to do the action. You have no right to expect the particular result. So, how much power do you have compared to the supreme controller of the universe? That is where Bhagavan says, know me, know me. Whatever you think you are so great, whatever you think you know everything, whatever things you think you make so beautifully, you make all these things, there is something more. You may make everything, but you may not get the result because that comes according to the law of karma. Secondly, humans love to control. Right? Everyone wants to control somebody else. Spouse wants to control the spouse. Parent wants to control children. Teachers want to control students. Bosses want to control employees. Yes? We are big controllers. And for that, we have a lot of ahankar also. But when we realize, Gyatva Mam, know me, I am the Supreme Lord. When you know me, and I am the Supreme One which has all the power, I am controlling this entire universe anonymously. Anonymously. I have not signed my name anywhere. I am not boasting to anyone that I am controlling. Your controlling is so limited. Think of Ishwar. Then what will happen? Knowing that, what will happen? You will be at peace, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh God, someone's controlling me. Where are you? Humility. Humility. Gyatva mam. By knowing this, what is the use of knowing this? Humility. When humility comes, will you not have supreme peace? So by knowing Bhagavan, that he is the enjoyer and he is bestowing all the phal to us, by knowing Bhagavan, that he is the supreme controller compared to my, minuscule powers, my minuscule knowledge, my hardly anything compared to what Bhagavan knows, and yet I feel so proud of myself, I need to bring some humility. And when I bring humility at the feet of Bhagavan, I will attain supreme peace, because humility is needed. Again here, samarpan bhav comes in. And then finally, one more thing, Bhagavan says you have to know, Bhagavan Ishwar is Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the friend of all creatures. Even though Bhagavan has all the powers in the world, he is omnipotent, he doesn't use that power to harm anyone. He does not use that power to hurt anyone. He does not use that power to make anyone else feel lower than. Does not use that power to make them. Sometimes we have a feeling, I say something bad and make that person repent what he has done and make that person feel bad. But does Bhagavan ever do that? Does Bhagavan say something to you, attain? Jainam, don't worry. Bhagavan doesn't make anyone hurt anyone, harm anyone. In fact, he uses all his power for the welfare of humanity. Right? So, knowing him as a true friend, even true friends here, at some time the true friend becomes an untrue friend also. So here, because Bhagavan is your true friend, always thinking of your welfare in spite of having so much power. It's easy, na? It's completely logical to understand. Who has more knowledge, Bhagavan or us? Bhagavan has more knowledge. Does he have abhiman of that knowledge? No abhiman, no ahankar, no ill feelings. So he is your true friend. Anyone who has no ahankar towards you, anyone who has no abhiman, anyone who has no ill feelings, anyone who is not harming you, anyone who is not hurting you, they are your true friend. Yes or no? And the word is sarva bhutanam. Not just for his bhakts, not just for those who come for sadhana, not just those who come for satsang. He is providing for all creatures, sarva bhutanam, all humans, all animals, all nature, right? He has given water to everyone. He has given air to everyone. He is giving food to everyone. However they can access it. Fish can only access in water. So he is given food in the water. Birds can access only in the trees. He has given the food in the trees. Newborn babies can only access food from the mother's breast. He has given milk in the mother's breast. How much he has done for all creatures, Sarva Bhutana. Therefore, he is Suridam, best friend, truest friend for all creatures.
Excuse me, ma'am. What about catastrophes like tsunamis, earthquakes?
That's your karma. That is called collective karma.
But that is because we have.
Your action.
Yeah, because of our action that thing has.
Why is it that in a particular, like when you have that Twin Towers thing, what? In New York, what was that? Twin Towers. So many people who were supposed to be there at the last minute stopped to buy donuts. Somebody stopped to buy whatever.
Coffee.
Coffee. Someone got late. Someone who was not supposed to be there at that time was in that tower. Collective karma. At that time, their actions required this result to happen to them. It is their doing. He is just giving. He is the giver of what is due to you. That's all. It is not because he hates you that he is giving you a tsunami. It's not because he hates you that he has created an earthquake. It is not out of his true friend. And also, I see it in another way. If a person has been doing a lot of, like Ravan, or is going to continue doing a lot of ill deeds, it's better that this life ends over there instead of him creating more and more bad karma, and he starts fresh. So there are many subtle layers in all these things. Do you think tsunami or earthquake or volcano eruption is God's punishment? Or some God is giving him some wrong, being rude, God is hurtful, that's why he's doing it? Because you asked the question, so is that your thinking?
No, I was just thinking like that's so many people harmed or
They are not harmed, they are-
destroyed at the same time.
It's called collective karma. It's called collective karma. See, when there was a avalanche and at Kedarnath, the entire village, town, temple town was destroyed. Why? Why? Because it's such one of the most holiest and the most sacred temple towns in the world, I will say. I have had the most sacred experiences in Kedarnath. Had become a complete marketplace for people to make money. And one log of stone comes and places itself behind the temple itself. Everything destroyed around, only temple is unscathed. What does it mean? Where there is adharma, it has to end. Where there is dharma, it stays protected. And that is what whole Bhagavad Gita is about. Why it is Bhagavan asking Arjun to destroy the Kauravas? Should he not? Mahabharata, how many people got destroyed? You understood that, no?
Yes.
The same way, all this avalanche, battle, tsunami, earthquake, all in the same category.
And on the other side,
Pandemic, same thing. Somebody survived, somebody did not. It's karma. Don't question it. If you question, then there is some lack of understanding or shraddha. Okay?
and on the other side, it's our collective karma that brings us to the satsang today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Both ways it works. It doesn't work only in the bad way that bad things are happening to you. Good things also are happening to you. Your punya is bringing you to satsang. There are millions of people outside. Why about 55 people are over here? It's your karma. That's it. And your purusharth. Karma be there, but purusharth also is required. So, Bhagavan is giving everything for the welfare of all creatures without evaluating how you are, what kind of person are you, without judging, without criticizing. Okay, I will give rain, but not over here because one chore is standing there. I will not give air to you because you don't love me. You are not my bhakt. I will not give you air. Go. Not like that. Bhagavan is sarva bhutana, good friend of everyone, without criticizing, without judging, without evaluating, without any conditions. Without any conditions. Unconditionally he is providing for everyone, asking nothing in return. That is why Ishwar is a true friend. Okay? Ishwar is the protector. if you believe Ishwar is your true friend, if you believe Ishwar is protecting you, if you know that Ishwar is always in looking for your welfare, will you be afraid? Will you be anxious? Will you be worried? What will happen to me in my old age? What will happen? Is going to happen anyway, right? Then, will your mind be at rest if you are not worried about the future? If you are feeling protected? If you are not anxious, will your mind be at rest? So therefore, you will be able to sit in meditation. When your mind will be at rest, without worry, without fear, without desire also. Again, desire comes in here. Because when you have this knowledge, you have the nishtha that even if I want something, if it is not good for me, Bhagavan will not give me. So I will not look for priya, I will only be happy and content with shreya. When all these things happen to me, I know that Bhagavan is the supreme controller. I know that Bhagavan is the enjoyer and he will share the phal with me if I deserve it. If Bhagavan is my true friend and I am connected to my true friend, supreme peace will come to me. Shanti. In that Shanti state of mind, I will sit in meditation. I will have worked on my vivek, my vairagya, my shat sampatti, my mokshatva. I will attain a paroksh anubhuti. Entire process is there in these 3 verses. Gyatva ma, know me. When you know me for all these things, it will put you at peace. It will put you at rest. You will not be worried. You will not be anxious. You will not be thinking what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. What will happen? Arey, I will get a paroksha anubhuti. That's all. Who wants? Okay. Samarpan bhav towards Ishwar, knowing all these things are going there for me. He is my true friend. He will take care of me. That's it. What more you need? Nothing more. Total Samarpan bhav is the key. Om Tat Saditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamo Dhyayaha. Om Tat Sat. This Bhagavad Gita gives me the Brahma Gyan, gives me the knowledge, and Yoga Shastra also gives me the technique of attaining that knowledge. That's what it says. To that I bow down. Any questions? Any questions? Good. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev.